Well, prior to today's game, Billy sat down with Wolves captain Josiah Slavin in part one of our Village of Rosemont intermission interview. The Village of Rosemont, it's all here.
Thank you, Jason. Obviously, it's very nice to have Josiah Slavin sitting beside me, the 17th captain in the history of the Chicago Wolves. When they brought you in to talk to you a little bit about being the captain, how was that feeling?
It was great. You know, it's always a special feeling to wear a letter, especially when you get to professional hockey. And so it's definitely an honor to be able to be the captain of this team.
Let me ask you, I obviously doing a little research on you and some of the places you've played, Lincoln or even the Chicago Steel, Rockford, the Toronto Marlies. Every article that I read said something about you as a leader, character, all of those attributes. Is it something that came natural? Where did it all come from?
I think it all stems from my faith, honestly. I'm a very big believer in Jesus, and I think all my character qualities come from that. So I think that's where it all stems from.
So over time, when you were playing hockey, say as a youngster, did you feel like you could tell guys a little bit about what's going on and help them out?
Yeah, I always think I've had that kind of natural ability, and I've been a leader almost everywhere I've been.
Sure.
And so I think it's just kind of natural for me to be able to build those relationships with guys, to be able to tell them, like, hey, you need this, or hey, you need that. And I think that's just, again, something that's stemmed from my faith.
All your travels, all the teams you've played for, you've had obviously some assistant captains and some captains also. Who did you maybe draw from? Who, looking back at time, has helped you and you've taken maybe a part or a piece of that puzzle?
I mean, I've had a lot of great captains that I've grown under, but I think the biggest thing is my brother. My brother's always been a leader as well, and he's always helped me with things like that. So I think I take a lot from him. We
will talk a little bit about your brother, and there's there's 5 of you in the family, kids. It had to be kind of crazy, but let me ask you a little bit about this team as a leader. It's a little bit different because there is some veterans, there's some older guys, but the majority of guys are young guys, first-year players, a couple of 19-year-olds this year, believe it or not. But you got also Europeans over in North America for the first time. So as a guy, as a leader, as a captain, does that change a little bit of what you do and what you talk with them and try to kind of coddle them a little bit at times?
Maybe a little bit, but I don't think too much. I think every player on our team deserves to be here, no matter how young they are. But there are certain things that you got to do, like away from the rink, when you're a young guy and learning how to be a pro. And I think a lot of my leadership is kind of teaching them how to be a pro in North America for those guys that are in Europe and things like that. And so there's a lot more that goes into it because it's your job now, and you got to take care of your body and treat your body right and things like that. So just trying to teach them to be a pro on and off the ice.
Sure, and just some of these guys don't speak that good of English. They're coming from maybe another country where the food and everything is so different, and the lifestyle is different. It's a little, the situation itself is so different, and it's tough when you're a young team and you're together for the first time. But you've got others that could probably help you out too. You've got older guys that are maybe from Finland and Sweden, et cetera.
Yeah, we do. We have a couple of guys that know Russian, and so they can translate for each other a little bit there. And then most of the Finnish and Swedish guys know English pretty well, so we don't really have any cultural changes for them in that regard. So it's been good so far.
We talked with Cam Abbott about you and the relationship, because there is a bit of a gap from the older guys to the young guys now. How about for yourself, when you talk to the coaches now, where does that all go to? How much do they rely on you and what you think and your perspective on what maybe needs to happen, whether it's practices or games, et cetera?
Yeah, I think it's a two-way street, you know, like he comes to me with things and I go to him with things. We got a very good relationship in that regard, and he always asks me whether or not we need this or need that, and if I have a suggestion, I feel very comfortable going to him and suggesting things. So it's a good relationship that we got for this team.
It was kind of scary at the start of this year when you saw all the young guys, but all of a sudden you've put together some really good games. The game against Hershey in Hershey was tremendous, and then last night in Milwaukee, one of your better games, I think, as a group. Potentially, this team, once you get on track and you're just 8 games in, how do you feel that you can compete?
I think we can compete every night. It's just a decision we make whether or not we are going to. And so you're not going to have it every night, but those nights that you don't have it, you got to be bringing a game that is like a B+ game versus an A+ game. You know, you can't bring those C, Ds, and Fs to the table. And but with this young group, I think we're playing a new system that no one's ever played together before. And so it was a little bit of an adjustment period in the first couple of games, and hopefully we're moving forward and continue to take steps forward like we did last night.
Folks, Josiah's going to hang around with us, and we're going to see him in the second intermission, too. Thanks for joining us here for the first intermission. We'll be back with more of that first intermission after this.